Hola a todos, it's been a while, guys. ¿Cómo están todos? Espero que todos se encuentren súper bien el día de hoy. Ha pasado mucho tiempo, en verdad. Yo, los últimos que 2, 3, 4 días, yo estuve bien enfermo. Me dolía mucho la cabeza, la garganta, me dolía al hablar. O sea, me dolía mucho. Estoy esperando que alguien se una. But yeah, guys, ¿cómo están? How you guys been? I've been a little enfermo. Miss, I feel better today, but I feel like my voice is still not there. But um, let me see. Okay, so ahora vamos a esperar a que la gente llegue. Porque hoy yo quiero hablar del subjuntivo. Today I'm going to talk about the subjunctive, which is a form. It's a Spanish grammar form that's been giving a lot of people, mostly people that speak English as a first language, it's been giving them a lot of problems when it comes to this whole subjunctive thing. And when I was first learning, it was difficult for me. But now I'm to a point where, for the most part, I understand it. I get it. It is not as difficult. And so, at this point, I feel pretty confident enough to teach about it, the subjunctive. So that is what the live is going to be over today. The subjunctive, the present subjunctive. So there's two different forms. There's a present subjunctive, and then there's the imperfect, or also known as the past tense subjunctive. But today, I want to just strictly focus on the present subjunctive form. So that's what I want to focus on. As soon as I get one person in, I let me see what's his name is, Mr. Charles. What's this? Dos personas aquí. ¿Quién me está viendo? ¿Cómo están? Déjame un comentario allá abajo. And so yes, that is what it is. I'm waiting for. Let me see. All right, he said he's on his way. So as soon as he gets here, then I'll start, and if people join later, I'll kind of pick up where I left off. Uh, I got a pencil and stuff. I'm not gonna need it, but still, just got to need to take notes or something. So that's what it is. I wonder what's going on here. Hola, hola.
Hola,
¿Cómo
¿cómo
estás?
estás?
Super. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien,
Qué bueno.
gracias. ¿Y tú?
Súper bien, gracias. ¿Cómo se escucha mi voz?
Sí, sí, yo puedo escuchar.
Pero ¿cómo se escucha mi voz?
Are you asking like how does it sound?
Yeah, how does it sound?
No, it sounds good. I think I hear like an echo. I don't know if it's me. Let me
Oh, I
see.
don't know. It's probably me. I don't know. I'm asking because it still kind of hurts a little bit to not. It doesn't hurt, but I feel like it
Mm-hmm.
sounds weird.
Oh no, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I'm just waiting for Mr. Charles to get in here.
Okay, no
So we can
problema.
go over the subjunctive. I want to go over the subjunctive today. So how much do you know about the subjunctive? Like how much?
I was kind of looking it up, and is that like tener que, like tengo que irme, stuff like that? Is that
The
subjunctive?
subjunctive? No, not really. Not
Oh,
really.
okay, maybe.
Hola, hola, señor.
Hola, Demontre. Hola, Ashley. Lo siento, estaba durmiendo.
No, está bien, está bien. So I was
Yeah.
asking Ashley, hold on. So Ashley, you said what? How much do you know about the subjunctive?
Yeah, no, I don't think I know much about it. I thought it was like the tener que.
Okay, okay. What about you, Mr. Charles? How much do you know about
Subjunctive?
the subjunctive? Yeah.
A lot.
A
I
lot
would.
about subjunctive. Okay, okay,
Well,
okay.
it's different. You can know a lot, but it's more of using it. That's. not a lot.
Well,
You feel what I
using
mean?
it. Okay, you
So
got you. You got you. Right.
yeah.
I don't know if
I,
anybody else is coming on today. If they do, they do. But if not, we're just gonna keep rolling. So we're gonna get started with this today. I'm gonna start from the beginning for Ashley. So if you know some stuff,
okay.
you can chime in, help out, whatever, whatever. Those of you
Okay.
guys who are watching, you guys can take notes at home or what you guys are doing. Okay, so we're gonna start off with basically explaining what the subjunctive is. Okay, so I have my notes. If y'all see me looking over here, I wrote them down. So the subjunctive is used to express what is going on in one's heart or mind, right? That includes wishes, intentions, emotions, and what did I write there? Oh, and doubts, right? And doubt. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm, yes.
Oh, no, I got a comment right here. It says hola, hola. Oh, mi papá. ¿Qué pasó?
Can you see
Um,
me? ¿Me puedes ver?
sí, te veo.
Uh,
Yeah, 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 te estoy viendo. Te estoy viendo súper bien. Um, no, no. Okay. So yes, the subjunctive is used to express things like emotions, doubt, things that are going on in our hearts and our mind, or whatever. Things that aren't they may be hypothetical as well, or maybe never come to fruition. But it's still a thought or a feeling, emotion, whatever, right? That is pretty much what the subjunctive is, amongst other things. Hola a todos. Raymond, ¿cómo estás? Da, 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 da. Let me see. So one way to use the subjunctive, right? You know how in English when you say to somebody like may, like may God bless you, right? Is that a saying in English? May God bless you,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So that would trigger the subjunctive right there. That's already a trigger. If something starts off with the may as and something like that, that'll be a subjunctive. So how would I say like may God bless you? You guys want to say that?
May God bless you.
Yeah. How would you say that?
Also, I was about to say que tengas un buen día, but that's different. Um, que Dios. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. What about you, Ashley? No,
I have
maybe.
no idea.
No, sorry.
Okay, no sabes. Okay, so the phrase would be que Dios te bendiga,
Que
right? Que
Dios
Dios te
te bendiga.
bendiga. May God bless you. And then Charles, you just used another one, which is a good example. You said que tengas un buen día,
When,
right?
yeah.
Que tengas un buen día. Ashley, you know what that means?
Hope you have a good day.
Exacto. Que tengas un buen día, right? May you have a good day. Hope you have a good day. So phrases like that start off with the que and then like a desire, a wish for someone. I hope you have a good day. That triggers the subjunctive, right?
Yeah.
Um, hola, hola.
My shortcut.
Hello.
Hello.
Jada, ¿cómo estás?
I'm good. How are you?
Súper, gracias. Y Nico,
Hola, hola, hola,
pensé que
¿cómo
no ibas a
están?
venir hoy. ¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo están? ¿Cómo están?
Súper,
Estoy aquí,
qué
estoy
bien,
aquí, quiero aprender.
para aprender. Qué bueno. Jada, ¿cómo me encontraste? No creo que nos hemos conocido.
I have no idea what you said. My Spanish is really bad.
You're okay. You're okay. I was like, how did you find me? I don't think I've met you before.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
this
think,
is my
this is your first time on here?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Okay, honestamente busqué personas negras que hablan español in YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah. And then you just popped up, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Period. I just popped up. Okay. Okay. So how long have you been learning Spanish?
Desde mayo.
Desde
Yeah,
mayo, okay, so mayo,
yeah,
agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre. Casi 6 meses, no? Almost 6 months?
yeah.
Okay. And how's your Spanish been? How's it going?
Good. I'm really just trying to like pick up more vocabulary, but I'm really trying to focus on grammar too, but mainly vocabulary.
Only vocabulary. Okay. What about phrases? You know phrases, you know?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little.
So why do you want to learn vocabulary more? What is that?
I just feel like it will kind of help me like understand because I know the present tense, preterite, imperfect, like all that, but like it's kind of hard to put stuff together without knowing like words and phrases. So
Got it. Okay. Well, super nice to meet you, Jada. Thanks for joining
Nice
us.
to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nichols, I'm surprised. Me sorprende mucho que estés aquí porque me dijiste que no ibas a venir.
Nichols?
He's probably busy doing something. Now.
Sí. No, I'm here. Estoy aquí. Pero acabo de escuchando.
Okay. Super bien.
Sí.
So, Jada, I don't know how familiar you are with the subjunctive, but that is really what this live is about today.
Oh, okay. I heard that's really hard. Okay.
It's a little difficult, but
Okay.
I'm starting from the beginning, so you should be able to learn a lot today.
Okay.
Okay. Nichols,
Sí.
did you get the whole que Dios te bendiga, que tengas un buen día, all that?
Sí.
Because you know that, right?
I've heard it before.
Okay.
I've heard it.
Okay. So basically what I was going over is how can you guys Jada, can you see the box here where it says well we probably just got in so you probably can't see it, can you?
The chat?
What's that?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay. So you see out here where it says like may God bless you. Right? So that when you have phrases that start off like that, that's the subjunctive trigger. Okay.
Okay. I remember seeing like it meant like wishes, doubts, and something else like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are the main ones, but there's also other triggers that we'll get into today as well. There's more than just those for the subjunctive. But that's one of them. Que Dios te bendiga, que tengas un buen día. If you may hear people say que te cuides, right? Have you ever heard anybody say that? Que te cuides?
Que te cuides.
Uh-huh.
Nope, I know. Take care of yourself. I'm not.
Right. This is like take care, you're parting ways. Oh, que te cuides, right? You may even hear cuídate. Cuídate is more used, but also you'll hear this say que te cuides.
Yeah, I've heard the second one more.
Yeah, cuídate more, right?
Yeah.
Que te cuides. I say que te cuides like all the
Que te
time.
cuides.
Que te cuides.
I just tell my customers que tengas un buen día every.
Que tengas un buen día. Exactly. Que tengas un buen día. Or another way to say have a good is there's one more way.
Otro. No.
Ashley, Nicholas, Jada? Huh?
Pasan un buen día?
Right. Que pase un buen día. Muy bien.
Oh, that? Okay.
Yeah, that's another way. We'll say que pase un buen día. Or que tengas un buen día. I'm sorry, I'm so congested, guys. But okay, yeah. So that's one way, right? Another way to use the subjunctive is very common. Is like if I tell you, for example, let's say I'm talking to Charles, right? And I'm like, Charles, take out the trash. How about I say take out the trash? Anybody?
Saca la basura.
Right. Saca la basura, right? Take out the trash. Now let's say you don't hear me. You're like, ¿qué? ¿Cómo? Dime, right? And I have to repeat myself. So anytime you have to repeat yourself after giving somebody a command, you have the subjunctive is typically used, right? So anybody know how to say that in the subjunctive way?
Que saque la basura.
Again, que saque la basura.
Okay.
So anytime you have to repeat yourself after giving somebody a command, the subjunctive is then used. So if I say cállate, right? Cállate meaning
shut up.
Be quiet.
Be quiet. Shut up, like cállate. And your kids are still talking. And you're like, be quiet. Like you just said it again, that would be the subjunctive. So you wouldn't say cállate, cállate. No. You would say cállate one time and then you would say it again. You would say que te calles.
Que te calles.
Que te calles. Like
que te
you have to
calles.
say it again, que te calles.
Okay. So I'm seeing a pattern.
Uh-huh.
So with the subjunctive, you just add que at the front of it.
Pretty much. That's one way. Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
The que has to be used at any given moment when you're using the subjunctive, no matter what.
Okay.
Que tengas un buen día, que pase un buen día, que has to be there. Yes. Que is what's the word? Like mandatory. It has to be there.
Yeah.
Right.
So is there like any exceptions or no?
Let me think.
Wouldn't it be the triggers cuando salga? You wouldn't use
Yeah, there
Quedar.
are some.
Okay.
We'll get into those in a little while. If I forget, don't remember to remind me. Okay. So yeah, so now we have if you have to repeat yourself about a certain command or something, we would use the subjunctive. Okay, so that is one of them. And then the subjunctive is not used when you're talking about yourself. I hear people
Yep.
try to use the subjunctive sometimes, but it's only when it's with somebody else. Okay, so like for example, if I want to say, I want to stay here. How would I say it? I want to stay here.
Quiero quedar aquí.
Quiero what?
Estar aquí. Quedar aquí.
Quiero quedar.
Quiero quedarme aquí.
Muy
Or
bien. Quiero quedarme aquí.
okay.
Because quedarse is the verb to stay, right? So
Yeah.
quiero quedarme aquí, right? So that
Right.
would be subjunctive. But if I say I want you to stay here, then that would be subjunctive. So how would I say that?
Quiero que tú quedas aquí. Ne, que tú quedes. I don't know.
Okay.
Quiero que tú quedes aquí.
Anybody else?
Quiero quedarte aquí.
Okay. Nichols?
Esto es escribiendo ahora.
No?
Lo
What
siento.
about you, Jada? Do you happen to know maybe?
Quiero que te aquí.
Close.
Okay.
You're just missing the verb.
To stay. Oh, I don't know the verb. To stay.
Okay, so the verb is quedarse, right? But in this case, I want you to stay would be quiero que te quedes aquí. Quiero que te quedes aquí, right? So quiero quedarme aquí when I'm just talking about myself, there's no subjunctive. But when I'm talking about somebody else, then it becomes subjunctive. Quiero que te quedes aquí, right?
Right.
Everybody tracking where we are so far? Anybody got questions?
Yeah.
Anybody confused?
Sí.
Que te quedes.
Okay. So that's another one. Only when you want something or you have wishes or desires and it be somebody else, right? Or something else. Okay. So now I'm gonna give you guys some. Oh, Michelle. Hola, hola.
Hola.
Hola, Michelle.
¿Estás bien?
Sí, estoy bien.
Qué bueno.
Estoy lista para entiendo, to learn, entender,
Aprender.
aprender.
Sí, muy bien. So did you just get on like right now?
I kind of was listening a little, but I had to turn off my phone so that I'm not,
Oh, okay.
ready to go into my laptop.
Well, did you get the part about the subjunctive where you have to, if you have to repeat yourself after giving a command, the subjunctive is used?
I heard part of it, but I'm gonna watch the replay.
Okay, got you. So we can move on. So now I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some very common subjunctive triggers. Okay, so when you guys see these words, they automatically trigger the subjunctive no matter what. Okay, so we'll start off with this one. Para qué? Anybody know what para qué means?
For
It's
what?
like,
For what?
For that, I don't.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not asking you a question, so there's no for what, right? If I'm asking a question like para qué, it wouldn't be subjunctive, right?
Mhm.
So para qué, okay, so para qué has two meanings, right? And if it's a question like para qué, it means for what?
Mhm.
Para qué, if I'm giving like a statement or something, it's like so that or in order to, right? In order
Yes.
to or so that, right? So if I want to say, what's an example I could give using para qué? So if I say, okay, sweep the floor so that you can leave, how would I say that?
What is sweep?
Anybody know what sweep is? That's the sense I want. Okay, so no one knows the verb to sweep. Okay, so the verb to sweep is barrer.
Barrer.
Okay.
Okay, so how would I say sweep the floor? How anybody know?
Barre la pizza.
Okay, anybody else?
Para suelo para que pueda para que pueda salir o para que salga.
Okay.
Or
I said, anybody know how to say to sweep the floor? That phrase.
Oh,
oh,
Yeah. I
I
know
thought I
it's
was
Bare El
para
Piso.
el
I know one
suelo,
thing El Piso.
Yes. So
el
you
piso,
were close, Michelle. You said la pizza, so it's el piso. Barrer el piso.
para el
Okay.
piso.
Para el,
Okay,
To
para
sweep
el
the
piso.
floor. Barrer el
para
piso.
el piso.
Right. To sweep the floor. So if I want to give somebody a command, I'm like, hey, sweep the floor so that you can leave.
para el piso para que puedas salir.
Okay.
Pueda
Who said
salir. Pueda.
that? Who gave that sentence just now?
Was it Jada?
Was it
Yeah.
Jada? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so say it one more time for me.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Para el piso para que puedas salir.
Muy bien.
Okay.
Para que pueda salir. Right. So that's one way. Right. And you said barrer el piso. So when you're giving somebody a command, you have to conjugate that verb. So it wouldn't be barre,
Oh, okay.
it would be barre, right?
Vale, okay.
Barre el piso para que.
Vale.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put piso. So
Para.
barre el piso para que puedas salir. Okay, that's one way. Anybody know another way?
Para el piso.
Okay.
Wait, it wouldn't be a para el piso? Since it's like imperative or something like that?
You said barra el piso?
Yeah.
It would be barra if you
Like-
were using the usted form. So if I was giving like an older person a command, like, hey man, I see the floor, I would say señora, barra el piso, right? Barra.
Okay.
The respectful way. But in this case, it's just casual, sweep the floor so you can leave. So
Okay.
barra el piso para que
Te vayas or
right. Para que te vayas or para que salgas, right?
mhm.
Para que te vayas, para que te vayas. Or para que salgas, ¿no?
See?
Okay. Muy bien. So anytime you guys see the word para que, just know that the subjunctive is coming out after it.
Para que te.
So
Wait,
anytime
antes. Can you
Go
say para el piso antes que vayas?
you can if we were using before, but we're
Okay.
using it right now,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But yeah, you can't say that. Antes que te vayas. Super bien. Sí.
Demontre, really quick. I know I got in late. What does the subjunctive really mean? Like that, just so I can understand what you mean when you say that.
The subjunctive is so it's so like it has so many different things. So basically what people know what to mean is when people want to express things like desires, wishes, doubts, things like that, right? Things that are kind of hypothetical or that could happen but not necessarily bound to happen. That's mostly what the subjunctive is kind of used for.
Okay.
There's a lot of other ways as well, but that's mainly what they teach in school and in books and stuff for it to mean.
Okay.
Okay, so that's kind of what it is. So there's two forms. There's a present subjunctive and then there's the past subjunctive. But we're only focusing on the present today. And then once you understand the present subjunctive, you will be able to use the past subjunctive super easily. It's like the same thing, right?
Okay.
Okay. So para el piso para que te vayas or para que salgas. That's correct. Another word that will trigger the subjunctive is sin que.
Sin que.
Anybody know what that means?
Without that? With or yeah, without that or something like that.
Right. It just means without. Not
Okay.
really without that, just without. But because it's in the subjunctive, it has to have the que, right?
Oh, right.
So sin que just means without. You're probably wondering what's the difference between sin que and sin, right? Probably what's going through your mind. So the difference between sin que and sin just means without, right? So if I want to say, hey, I want pizza without pepperoni, I want shoes without the shoestring, I want headphones without the string, right? You would use sin with that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what sin is. But sin que is without subjunctive. So if, for example, if I say, she left without me realizing or without me noticing, how would I say that? Actually, no, that's past subjunctive. Let's say she leaves without me noticing. Present tense. She leaves without me noticing.
She leaves without me noticing. Is that like because it's happening often? Like I'm saying she leaves because she leaves without it happening often. Like she does this a lot. Is that what I'm saying?
That is what you're saying, but that has nothing to do with why it's a subjunctive. It's just because that word without um is in the subjunctive, which is why we're using that. Does that make sense?
No, because I don't see myself saying she leaves without telling me unless I'm telling a story that, this person does it often.
Right. Okay. So I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm using that as an example. But okay. So what you're saying is correct. That makes sense. I would, yes. Because if that was the case, then I would say she left without me noticing, meaning it happened once, right? But because I'm saying she leaves without me noticing, it's like a continuous habitual thing.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily mean that. It's just because the word sin que is the subjunctive. So even if I said, she took my phone without permission. Maybe she doesn't do it often, but she did that today, right? It would still be subjunctive just because sin que is subjunctive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that would be a past subjunctive.
Right, that would be past, right? So that's why I'm using the example that she left without me or she leaves without me noticing, because I need to keep you guys in the present tense. So she leaves without me noticing. How would you guys say that?
Say Sevas, right?
Say what?
Sevas. I mean,
I'm not going to correct you or tell you it's right or wrong until everybody goes. So you go ahead and start.
Okay. No, I think it's wrong. Let's see.
Okay, just say what comes to your mind, what you think it is. Just go ahead.
Without me noticing. Sevas sin que me note.
Okay.
I think. I've never said that before.
Anybody else?
She leaves without telling me.
Right, without me noticing.
Oh, without me noticing.
Ella
sale sin que no me notizando. No sé.
Okay. Nichols, what about you?
Yeah. Ella sale. Ella sale sin que mi realizando.
Okay. Ashley?
No sé. I'm stuck after ella sale sin que.
Okay.
No sé la palabra para.
That's what we're learning. Okay. Jada?
Okay.
Ella se ve sin que. I know cantar is to tell, but I don't know how to conjugate it.
Okay. All right. So all you guys gave your best answers. I'm so proud of you guys, right? So remember to say to leave, right? It's irse, right? So ella se va. Ella se va. She leaves. Ella se va. Sin que, right? Without. And then to notice something is what? Darse cuenta, right? Darse cuenta. So I would say ella se va sin que me dé cuenta. Right? Ella se va sin que me dé cuenta.
What's notarse?
What's what?
Notarse.
Notarse. Why hear someone say se va sin que note? You can say that too. So notarse is to notice as well, but it's one of those things like, you ever heard of the phrase like se nota?
Se nota.
Se me nota.
Yeah.
You've heard of that before, anybody?
No.
Okay.
No.
So anytime you guys see se nota, se me nota, se te nota, se le nota a ella or a él. So let me write it down. Se le nota a ella or a él, right? That means to notice something, but it's something that For example, let me think. Se te nota que estás cansado, right? Se te nota que estás cansado, right? That's basically saying I noticed that you're tired, right? So maybe there's a sign like you have bags under your eyes or something. I can look at you and tell that you're tired without you even having to tell me. Like se te nota. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's one.
Okay.
Like to
Okay.
notice something and maybe they didn't tell you, but it's obvious. You notice it.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
Okay? Se te nota que estás llorando. Like it's noticeable that you're crying. I can tell that you're crying. Like se te nota.
The nota. Okay.
Se te nota. Does that make sense?
Nota.
Yes. See.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So se te nota is for like the other person, like for you, and then se me nota is for me. So if I'm like, let's say I have like a scar on my face or whatever, you're asking your friends like, is it noticeable? Like se me nota la cicatriz? Like, is the scar noticeable? Right? Then you would say se me nota.
Mm.
Se me
Okay.
nota. Is it noticeable? Right. So anybody know how to say scar? In Spain, I just said the word scar. Anybody know?
Cicatriz? What did you say?
Yeah.
Cicatriz.
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 Oh, cicatriz.
Cicatriz is a scar.
So you said se me nota la cicatriz?
Right. So like if I'm asking my like I have a scar, I'm like, oh my god, is it noticeable? Like can people notice it? Like se me nota? Se me nota la cicatriz? Se me nota.
Se me nota.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what se me nota is. That's the difference between the two.
Yeah. Okay.
But darse cuenta, like I said, that's the one I would use. Darse cuenta, like to realize something. And then with that de right here, it does have a tilde. It does have an accent mark over the e in de. Right. So let me see, because she told me about this last time. Right. So those are two. So you have two days, right? So you have one with the accent mark and then one without. The one without means from, right? So if they Texas, I'm from Texas. And then you have the they with the accent mark meaning subjunctive, right?
Wow.
Ella se va sin que me dé cuenta.
Okay.
Cuenta. Okay. So what's another one we can use without? Anybody?
She left the car without pressing the brakes.
It has to be present tense, right?
Oh.
What about like she washes her face without a towel? Is that
Well, no, because
that's a different scene?
yeah, that's just sin. Sin una toalla.
Right.
Let's say she talks without raising her hand. Right? We're in class, you have to raise your hand for permission to talk, and she always talks without raising her hand. How would I say that? She talks without raising her hand.
Ella habla sin levantar sus manos.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. Is it sin que?
No, actually, it's
Oh,
not.
okay, that's what I was like. What? So it's sin
Nah, why is it not sin que?
It has nothing to do with anybody. That's what I'm thinking.
Anybody else? Why is it not sin que? Why is it just sin?
No sé.
Okay, so if I'm gonna say she raises her hand without, or she talks without raising her hand, the reason why it would just be seen and not seen que is because we're only talking about her. There's no other person.
Okay, so sin que means there's another person involved.
There's another person involved. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's the subjunctive. There always has to be somebody else involved for it to be subjunctive. It can't just be one person. Then it's not subjunctive anymore, right?
Mm.
Okay. So another subjunctive trigger would be the one that you used earlier, which was what? You used antes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? What does that mean? Anybody?
Before.
That's what it means before. So when you see those extra words, they K and all that, it still keeps the same meaning before. There's no anything else. But the antes de que is the subjunctive part, right?
Right.
So can anybody tell me the difference between these two? Antes and antes de que?
Oh my god.
I mean, antes had happened before. Is it still like antes de que means there's someone else involved?
Absolutely.
And antes doesn't mean there's anybody involved. Like,
Exactly. Muy bien. Muy bien. Right? There's not two subjects or two things, right? So antes is just, for example, if I want to say, wash the dishes before you leave, right? Which one would that be?
Antes que?
antes
Oh, antes de que.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's antes de que?
It could be both, though.
Oh.
So if I say wash this before you leave, I could say, how would I say it just using antes? Anybody?
Just using antes. Limpia los platos antes. I would use antes quesadas, so I don't know how it would be. Just antes.
Anybody else?
Lava los platos antes de salir.
Muy bien, right? Antes de salir o antes de irte. Lava los platos antes de irte, right?
Okay.
Or you could say the subjunctive way, which would be, anybody know? We're using the verb irse. So
Yes.
wash the dishes before you leave, irse subjunctive form.
lava los platos antes de que
Uh-huh.
irte.
Te
Subjunctive.
vayas.
To conjugate that, irte. What was it, Charles?
Te vayas.
Muy bien. Antes de que te vayas. Antes de que te vayas.
Did I miss where the conjugations are for present subjunctive? Is it
Present subjunctive, yes. So how you conjugate is if you have an AR verb, right? They
Mhm.
change to, for example, if I have hablar, right? Hablar means what?
Talk.
The speaker to talk, right? That's hablar. Now if I say tú hablas, right? That is the actual way to say you speak, right? For the
Mhm.
subjunctive form, you'll just change it to es instead of as.
hablas?
So
Oh.
hables,
Yes.
hables. And then with the irse, that's irregular, right? So it doesn't follow
Yeah.
a pattern. Because in the real way to say you would say te vas. But the subjunctive way would be te vayas. It's
Can I say
irregular.
this?
Well, go
Can I
ahead.
say this? So what I learned is whenever you're trying to conjugate it, you would conjugate it to the first person. So yo hablo. And then you would
Yeah,
change
yeah,
the
that's
O
actually
to the
correct. So the first person take off the O and then
and then
add.
the E. If it's A R, you would change it to E, and if it's E R I, you would change it to A.
Very
Right?
good.
So termino, you would take the zero, I mean O, and then make it E because it's AR. And
Very
if
good.
it's like conocer, you would change
ER,
it to
Yes.
yeah. You would go
It's
to yo
EIR
conozco.
turns to us.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, something like that.
And then in Spanish, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 verbs. Well, there's more than that, but the 6 main verbs that are irregular in Spanish. Anybody know what they are? In the subjunctive form.
In the subjunctive form, ir. Oh, never mind. You
It
know,
is one. Yeah, very good. It is one.
Estar.
Estar.
oh, decir
Nope.
ish. Okay.
Estar.
Uh, really? Doy cuenta. The doy.
Salir.
A ver, muy bien. So,
Oh my god.
it is ir, estar, ser, ver, dar, and saber. Those are the irregulars in Spanish, right? So I'll
Okay.
give you the subjunctive form for it. So we'll start off with ir, right? You guys are gonna have to write this down, okay? Vaya, vayas, vaya.
Vayamos.
Vayamos, super bien. And then
Vayan.
vayan. So yo vaya, tú vayas, él vaya, nosotros vayamos, ellos vayan. That's the subjunctive for that. What about
Wait.
ver? What about ver? What would be it for ver? Anybody?
Veía.
Say
Where?
veía.
Veía. Yeah.
Veía.
Veía.
Veía. Veía.
Veía. I think
Veamos.
I was reading and it said it had an I in it. That's why I said Veía.
Mhm.
But
That's
there's no
good.
I in
And then for dar, right? Dar.
De.
With the all of them have
The
the
accent.
so they
Right.
um
Des.
this is the only one that doesn't have the accent.
Okay.
This, de,
Veía.
Demos.
sí, vemos, y que más, ven, right?
Okay. Okay.
Then also doesn't have the accent. So just the two there. So de, des, de, demos, den, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another one is ser. So what would be for ser?
I don't know.
Seiya.
Sea, muy bien. So sea, sean, seamos, right?
Okay. Oh wait. Okay. So I have a question because it just reminded me. So Osea, is that the subjunctive or no? Is that like a whole different word?
O sea,
Yeah.
o sea is a whole different word.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thought I was
O
onto
sea
something.
is something else. How would I use it in a sentence? In other words, that's what you
Oh,
mean.
okay.
In other words, o sea,
I mean, like that.
yeah.
Oh,
Or I mean, yeah. Muy bien. Okay, Charles. Okay.
That's what my friend says. I say blah 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 blah.
So say
That's,
and then the last one, well, it would be estar, right? So what would it be for estar?
is that? I don't know.
Este,
Oh, that's
estés,
right. Oh, okay.
este,
Oh.
estamos, and then
It's
or estemos, and then estén, right?
mm-hmm.
And all of them have accent marks except for estemos. Estemos is the only one that doesn't have a tilde. Muy bien, Raven. Super. So estemos, not estamos, guys, estemos. And then estén. And the only one that doesn't have an accent is the estemos. Everyone else, every other one has an accent mark, right? And then the last one is
Saber.
saber. And how do we say that?
Supo?
Huh?
Supo?
Sepa.
Sepa?
Sepa. Sepamos. Sepa. Super. So those are the irregular ones in Spanish, right?
Right.
Nicole says que está aquí. Okay, muy bien. Michelle,
See?
you got it? You getting it?
I'm a visual learner with all this writing down. So yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over some example stuff. I just want you guys to know the so you guys can maybe practice it on your own or whatever. But those are the irregular ones in Spanish, okay? Where were we? So we were with the sin que, we did that one. Oh, we were on the antes de que, right? So before. What was that? What was the example that we did?
Wash the dishes. Oh, you want another example?
Okay, okay, that's what we were. Antes de que te vaya. Okay, so
Question:
yeah,
Did y'all go over another signal word?
not yet. We're still on
Okay.
antes. We're still on antes, right?
So antes is the signal word.
Antes de que is the word.
Antes de que. Okay.
Antes de que. So if you just say antes, you can use that with just the verb, right? Lava los manos antes de comer, right? What if I want to make that subjunctive? Antes la mano, or lava las manos antes de que
Comas.
comas, right? De que comas. Super bien. All right, so we got that one. Another one would be después de que. So we have antes de que and then después de que.
Okay.
But what is después de que be?
After.
Yeah.
Right. So if I want to say, what's a good example using this? Hmm. Anybody have one?
Brush your teeth after you wake up. Or
Uh,
I want you to wait. I want you to brush your teeth after you wake up.
very good.
Okay.
I want you. So how would I say that?
Yo. Oh,
Quiero que cepilla tus dientes. Or cepilla tus
Okay.
dientes después de que ah, te levantes.
Okay. Close. You got the last part. Después de que te levantes, you got that right. Just the first part. So I want you to brush your teeth. How would we say that?
Quiero que cepillar tus dientes.
Okay. You guys know that the phrase to brush your teeth is reflexive, right?
oh, cepilles.
Muy bien. Yo quiero que te cepilles. And the reason why it's not cepillas, Michelle, is because cepillarse
Mm-hmm.
is the AR. So remember, you have to change that to the E, the ES.
Oh, because quiero que.
Right. Quiero que tú. So I want you to do something, right? So there's no longer just one subjective, there's two.
Oh,
So
okay.
I want you to. Quiero que tú. Subjunctive, right?
So
Después
are
de
we saying that anytime there's a que after like quiero que, tener que, those are all subjunctives then?
quiero que is subjunctive.
Okay.
Tengo tener que is not.
Okay.
And the reason being
just
is because
have
tener
to.
que is having to. So I have to go to the store. I have to, because what could you say I have to with somebody else?
I have to kiss you. I don't know. I
Right.
have to hug you.
But will we need the care for that? I need to care hug you, or I need to care kiss you. Like, does that make sense?
mm-hmm.
We don't need the care there. So
Mm.
I have to hug you. Tengo que abrazarte. Tengo que besarte. Tengo que salir contigo. Tengo que decirte algo, right? Tener que just not the subjunctive, but quiero que is always subjunctive no matter what.
Because it's a desire, wish.
A desire or wish. Very good.
Okay.
Quiero que te enamores. What does that mean? Quiero que te enamores.
I want to be in love with you.
I
Right?
want
I
you
want you to
to.
fall in love. I want you to be in love. Quiero que te enamores. Right? So that's another trigger. Querer que. Querer que is a trigger. And it's also like él quiere que. So he wants somebody else to do something would also be subjunctive. You got it? Yes.
I'm gonna
No?
keep working on this one.
Okay. So yeah, that's one.
See.
And then what's another one? We have a menos que. Anybody know what that is? A menos que?
Less than.
Less than. Okay. Anybody else?
Menos que.
Um,
New word for you
maybe
guys?
sometimes. No.
Yeah, what? I can hear you.
It is sometimes.
Sometimes no.
Yes.
Sometimes a
That's what
veces.
I
A veces.
A veces. Nichols, a menos que.
I feel like
on
at
this one.
least you blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, at least.
At least,
I
okay.
think I don't know. I'll just guess it.
Okay, so a menos que means unless.
Unless.
A menos que. Unless, right?
I actually was looking for this word earlier today.
Mm-hmm. A menos. So a menos que will always trigger the subjunctive.
Hmm.
Sí, muy bien, Nikki. Muy bien. So unless a menos que. So it'll always be subjunctive. So example. Unless. Give me an example, guys. Unless.
I won't talk to you unless you. Dang, that's kind of long though.
No, go ahead.
I won't talk
Apologize.
to you. Yeah, okay, let's say that. I won't talk to you unless you apologize.
Okay, muy bien. So I won't talk to you unless you apologize. Subjunctive. Anybody want to throw a shot at it? You guys know the phrase for to apologize?
No.
I don't.
I'll say perdonar, no? Or is it different?
What?
Pedir, perdonar.
Pedir perdón.
Perdón. Pedir,
Perdón.
perdón.
Pedir perdón. Right. So I won't talk to you unless you say sorry, right? So how would I say that?
No quiero hablar contigo a menos que pedas. Perdón.
Wait, is it I won't
Ish?
like
Right.
future
Okay.
future
I-
tense?
Yeah, so the
Okay,
subjunctive is
no
present
have.
in future. Subjunctive.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
So no hablaré contigo.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. A menos que, and then wait, how do you apologize? What you apologize?
Pedir perdón.
Okay. So no hablaré contigo a menos que, and then I could say pedir. Wait, what was the word again?
Pedir.
Pedir. Okay.
So let me start here. Pedir perdón. Pedir perdón.
And then you have to conjugate the pedir.
Right.
Okay, so pede perdón or pedes. Oh wait, no, pedas.
Isn't
that
this
right?
a irregular?
I don't know.
It is irregular.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
pidas.
Pidas. So pidas. Pidas.
Pedas. Okay. I keep forgetting that you have to flip it.
Pidas. So how would you say it now? Since you know pidas.
Pedas. Okay. No hablaré contigo a menos que pidas perdón.
Muy bien. You can say that, or you can say no voy a hablar contigo a menos
I'm
que
not going
pidas
to. Okay.
perdón. A menos que pidas perdón. Right.
A menos que pida perdón.
How would I say you're not going anywhere until you finish, unless you finish your food? For you parents out there.
Would that be no te vayas? You're not going like
You're not going anywhere. So anywhere is an actual word in Spanish. It's like ningún lado or para ningún lado. So you're not going anywhere unless you finish your food.
Tú no vas a ningún lado a menos que termines tu comida. La comida.
Tú no vas para ningún, well, I put pa because that's short for para. That's the way it's used. Tú no vas para ningún lado a menos que termines tu comida. Muy bien. A menos que. So anytime you guys see a menos que, it is a trigger for the subjunctive. Always, always, always. A ningún lado a menos que termines tu comida. Muy bien. Another one would be, if I'm going too fast, let me know, guys. I just want to give you guys all the triggers so that way you guys can start practicing and learning away, so you know what to look for. So, en caso de que. Anybody know what that means?
In case of.
Right. In case, right? En caso de que. So if I want to say, what's an example in case of?
In case he was lying. Blah, blah,
Okay.
blah.
What was it?
I said blah, blah, blah. So in case he was lying,
let's use this one. I don't know if you guys know this. Let's say, in case there's an emergency. How would I say that?
En caso de que. Wait, what was the thing again? In case there is.
In case there is
emergency.
Is it has?
En
I
caso
forgot
de emergencia.
En caso de what?
emergencia.
Right. But we're using en caso de que, so it has to be subjunctive, right? So
Oh, en caso de que.
Que hay. Do you have to add that or no?
Aya.
haya.
Very good.
Okay.
So there is or there are, right? So there is or
Okay.
there are.
Haya.
But in the subjunctive, it would be haya. En caso de que haya una emergencia, right?
Right.
And so I is its own word standalone, where it would just be aya in case there is an emergency.
Yeah, there's no infinitive for this word, or
So haya is there is.
It's not better, but it's like irregular or something.
Yes, haber is an
Haber.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
So wouldn't that be another irregular verb?
right, haya. Correct.
Okay.
So haya. But haya can still on its own, right? So I can say there's a car outside. How would I say that?
Hay un
Hay carro
coche afuera.
Right, right? So there is a car. But in the subjunctive, you could say, I want there to be a car outside. How would I say that?
I want there to
yo
be a car.
quiero haya el
Quiero
coche
que
afuera.
haya su carro afuera.
Oh, 3 people talking at once. Just a random sentence. I want there to be a car outside using the aya. So how would I say that?
Yo quiero
quiero que-
haya el coche. Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay. Yo quiero haya el coche afuera. Is
Right.
it-
So you remember to add the que. So yo quiero que.
Oh, yes.
Yo
Yo
quiero
quiero
que haya,
Yo quiero que haya
un
un
carro
carro afuera.
afuera.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, right. Okay.
So that's how you would
Quiero
use
que-
the aya in the
I
subjunctive.
want there to be.
So
Right.
the quiero que makes it subjunctive.
Makes it subjunctive. Every
Okay.
quiero que. Quiero
And
que
then
haya.
the aya is just a subjunctive word.
Is a subjunctive verb for the word like
Uh,
so I is the regular way to say there is or there are, right?
Oh, okay.
But aya would be the subjunctive form.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I say there are 3 dogs, hay 3 perros, right? Hay 3 perros. I don't know. My mom wants there to be 3 dogs. That doesn't make any sense, but let's just go with the principle, right? I want there to be 3 dogs. Mi mamá quiere que haya 3
Tres
perros,
peros.
right?
Okay.
That's how you would use haya in that case.
Yes.
Okay. So those are pretty much the main ones. So now we're going to get into some verbs that would trigger the subjunctive. So you guys already know querer que, right? That's just you quiero que, él quiere que, ella quiere que, right? Querer que is I want that or I want for something to happen, right? That is always going to be the subjunctive no matter what. Another one would be desear que. Anybody know what desear?
Wish. Hope.
Right. Wish, hope, right. That will always be the subjunctive. Desear que. So if I want to say, I wish that you have a good day, or I hope that you have a good day, how would I use that using desear?
Deseo que tengas un buen día.
Muy bien. Yo deseo que tengas un buen día.
So, would you not be able to use esperar? Cause like to hope?
Yes.
Okay.
I think what a lot of people that get mixed up on is like, oh, if it's this word, then is it still this word? So there's majority of the time there's more than one way to say something in Spanish, depending on who's saying it, where they're from, which words use more of their country or whatever. But desear and esperar are like the same.
Okay.
So you can use either or and you will be understood completely, doesn't matter, right? Another one, since you just said it, is esperar que. And what does esperar mean? Has to mean
Wish, to hope.
to hope, and what else?
To wait.
To wait.
Oh yeah, to wait.
Right, to wait, to hope, and it has one more. It has one more meaning.
Wish.
Right, there's one more.
To wait. To
Hope. Wait.
wait. Oh, on here.
What?
Eso espero.
It means to expect, right? To expect something.
Oh.
It means
Oh,
to,
okay.
right? So if I ask you, hey, what do you expect? Like, ¿qué tú esperas? What do you expect?
Really?
Right.
I'm sorry, I've never heard that before.
That also means to expect something. So, ¿qué tú esperas? Like, what do you expect? What do you expect to happen? ¿Qué tú esperas? ¿Qué tú
Espero que
esperas?
algo pase.
Right? ¿Qué tú esperas que va a pasar? Like, what do you expect to happen? Or you can say, like, I didn't expect that. Like, no lo esperé.
No lo esperé. No lo esperé. Wow, okay.
No lo esperé. Like, I didn't expect that. Somebody brought you flowers or something, like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. Like, no lo esperé, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys learned something new, right?
Yeah.
Another one is that's a verb trigger is preferir que. What does preferir que mean?
To
Prefer.
prefer?
Or
Right.
How would you say, I prefer you work by yourself? I don't know.
Yo
Prefiero.
prefiera. Pre,
So,
prefiero que
Prefiero.
I have no idea.
you said I
Prefiero
expect
que
you to. I mean,
estés sola.
one more time,
you
Michelle.
work by.
Prefiero que estés sola.
I prefer you to work by yourself.
Oh, work. Prefiero que trabajes.
Right.
Sola.
Trabajes. Mm-hmm.
Trabajes sola.
Solo or sola, depending if it's a man or a woman. But yo prefiero que trabajes or que trabajas or trabajes sola. Right.
Sola.
I prefer you to work by yourself. Right? I prefer that you wear the blue shirt. Yo prefiero que te pongas la camisa azul. Right.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So I know I've been listening. I don't think I was here for the part. So with the conjugations, if it has a AR ending, you change that to E, and if it's ER, you change it to E or IR, you change it to A.
Very good.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so for the yo prefiero,
Mhm.
is it prefiero indicative present tense? So what makes it the K makes it subjunctive? So we
Right.
don't have
Because you
Okay,
see how there's two different subjects. It's yo and then tú. So I prefer that you work alone. I prefer that you put on the blue hat. I prefer that you tell her. Yo prefiero que tú le digas. Like, I don't
Okay,
want to. I prefer you tell her.
so it would be wrong if we did the subjunctive of the prefer.
Yes, because
Okay.
it's really the second person after que. So the first person is always going to be in the regular form, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
switch it. Let's say you prefer that I work alone, right?
So then it would be the subjunctive for the you, right?
Right, because that the
Okay.
you, like, what was that? I just confused myself. Hold on. So yo prefiero que trabajes solo, right? I prefer that you work alone. So that que, the verb after the que has to be conjugated in the subjunctive, not before.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Right? So if I want to say, because right here we said I prefer that you work alone, so let's switch it and say that you prefer that I work alone. So then it would be
¿Tú prefieres?
tú prefieres que yo what?
Trabaje solo.
Trabaje. Muy bien. Trabaje because me, not trabajes. Trabajes is tú trabajes. Yo trabaje. So tú prefieres, which is the regular form, que yo trabaje solo, right? So only the verb after the que will be conjugated in the subjunctive tense.
Okay.
Right. So preferir que is another trigger verb. And another one is permitir que. Permitir que. That's also another subjunctive trigger verb. Anybody know what that means?
To permit? Or like to allow?
Permit, to allow, right?
Okay.
So when my mom used to always say when I was a kid, I would not allow you to talk to me like that in my house or whatever, right? So I would not allow. How would I say that?
No permitiré.
Right. No permit. Okay, or I normally say no voy a permitir, right?
No voy a permitir.
I'm not going to allow you to talk to me like that. How would you guys do that?
No voy.
No voy a permitir que tú me hables como así. Así.
Right. No voy a permitir que me hables así. Right?
Así.
To allow. No voy a permitir que me hables así.
No voy a permitir que me
Another
hables
question.
así.
Go ahead.
So, say you have a reflexive verb after the subjunctive.
Okay.
I don't know if we already talked about that,
Go ahead.
or how would that work if you have a? Because I think this is it, but I don't know.
So if you have a reflexive after the subjunctive, you would still conjugate it the same way you would regularly. You would just change the endings, right?
Wasn't that the "I want you to brush your teeth" example? Isn't that
Right. So
okay?
that was a good example. So cepillarse. So you brush your teeth would be te cepillas los dientes. That's the regular way, right? Te cepillas los dientes. But if it's a subjunctive and I say I want you to brush your teeth, yo quiero que te cepilles.
Yes.
And you keep the reflexive pronoun in the front.
You keep it in the front.
Okay.
And then you just have the and also in the subjunctive, the ending in the reflexive can never go at the end.
Okay.
It goes before. It can't go at the end. So you can't say yo quiero que tú cepilles like no. It just has to be te cepilles. Te vayas. Right? Te des cuenta. Right? So it always has to go in front of the verb.
Okay.
Everybody got that? Maybe.
Yeah.
So what about if? Go ahead.
It's kind of about like reflexive because sometimes they kind of confuse me. So if the what is it called? The mete is at the end. Is that what is it called? Dang, what? Is that a command if it's at the end?
What do you mean? Give me an example.
Like dime? Is that an example? Like that?
Yes. So it's only at the end if it's a positive command, right? So
okay.
Siéntate, dime, right? If I want to say brush your teeth as a command, I would say cepíllate los dientes.
Oh,
right?
okay.
It's only at the end when it's a positive. If it's a negative, then it would be exactly how it is in the subjunctive form. So if I say don't brush your teeth, it'll be no te cepillas los dientes. So when you're giving someone a negative command, it's pretty much the subjunctive. That's literally what it is, right?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Everybody okay? Maybe.
You said if it's a negative command,
Yep.
you said no te sepilla or sepille.
Yeah. So if it's a negative command, it's literally what you would say for the subjunctive form, literally.
Okay.
Right. So you know how we say yo prefiero que trabajes solo, like I prefer that you work alone. But if I want to tell you don't work, I would say no trabajes.
Oh, okay.
It's literally the subjunctive form. That's how you conjugate, or that's how you create the negative command. Like don't do that, right? So if I want to say, for example, I want you to talk. How would I say that? I want you to talk.
Yo quiero te
Quiero
hablar.
hablarme?
I
To talk
want
to
you
me?
to talk. No, not to me.
Quiero que hables.
Right. Yo quiero que tú hables. But if I want to make that a negative command and I say don't talk, how would I say don't talk?
Cállate. No.
No hable.
No hable. Yeah, it's just like that. Whatever you would use in the subjunctive is how you would form that don't do whatever.
Okay.
For example, I want you to leave. How would I say that? Yo quiero que te
vayas.
Te vayas, right. But if I'm giving somebody a negative command, hey, don't leave, how would I say don't leave?
No vayas.
No te vayas. Right? So it's that don't do this or don't do that is that same form as the subjunctive always.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I say I want you to look at me, right? I said, I want you to look at me.
Quiero que
Me mires.
Quiero que me mires. Now, if I say, hey,
Me
don't
mire.
look at me, how would I say that?
No
No,
me mires.
No
no,
me mires.
oh,
No me mires. You see how that quiero que me mires and no me mires is the same thing. So when you're giving someone a negative command, it's the exact same form as the subjunctive, always.
and so it's the same thing. No me mires.
Right. No me mires. Not no me miras. No me mires.
Mm-hmm.
No me mires. So for those of you guys asking, that's how it is. Another one would be exigir. Okay, anybody know what exigir?
to choose.
Exigir
Yes, exigir, not elegir.
Oh,
success. No.
Elegir is to choose. I'm talking about exigir que.
oh,
Exigir success.
to call for, to
I think.
something like that.
Okay. So exigir means like to demand something, right?
Oh,
So I
Oh,
mostly use that word when I'm watching. I don't know if you guys ever seen Caso Cerrado, right?
Mm-hmm.
She'll
I've seen
say
that.
el demandante está exigiendo, right? Or exige. So normally they do things like la niña exige, I'm sorry, exige que su mamá le dé $300, right? La niña exige que su mamá le dé $300. So she's demanding, they're at court and she's demanding that her mom pays her $300 for whatever the lawsuit is, right? So that's what it is, to demand something.
Exige.
She demands that I shut up. Ella exige que me calle. Que me calle, right? Ella exige que me calle.
Exige que
To
me
demand
calle.
that something is done or someone says
Exige
something
que me
away.
calle.
Does that make sense? Exigir, ella exige que. If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask whatever. So that's another one. Another one that you guys also may know is aconsejar, right? Anybody know aconsejar?
No.
Aconsejar.
mm,
It's to give a consejo, advice
Right.
Mm.
So aconsejar is to advise.
to advise.
So how would I say she advised, or is that how you say it in English? She advises or she advised?
Depends on what you're
that could
saying.
be both. Yeah.
Like she advised, I don't know, ella aconseja, she advises that I go to the doctor, right?
She advised me. I feel like that sounds better. I don't know if
Okay,
that's right though.
okay, so we can say that ella me aconseja que to go to the doctor. Anybody?
Can you say the English full?
She advises me to go to the doctor.
Ella me ella me aconseja que vaya a la doctor, enfermo,
Very
a
good.
doctor. Okay.
Ella me aconseja que yo vaya al doctor,
Ella me
right?
aconseja que yo vaya al doctor.
So anytime you have that aconsejar que to advise someone to do something, that is the subjunctive, right? I advise you to tell him. I advise you to tell him. How would you say that?
Te aconsejo que le diga.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think.
What was the sentence?
I advise you to tell him.
I advise you.
Yo aconsejo que te Isa? What? Decir.
Mhm.
Dear.
How do you say I say in Spanish? I say
Yo digo.
yo digo, right? So what you
With
would
the
do is you would
G.
take off the O and add the A,
Diga.
right?
Oh.
But it's the U, so tú
Diga.
digas, right? So
Mhm.
it'll be te aconsejo que le digas. I advise you to tell him. Te aconsejo que le digas.
What else?
Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I
See.
just struggle with
Yes.
the lay. Is that the what is it called?
Yes.
Is it
So
like
in
the
this
lay
case,
low?
the reason why it's le is because whenever you're telling somebody something, the verb is decirle, right? To say to someone. Decirle.
Okay.
So if I say tell your mom, how would I say that? Yeah, giving a command. Tell your mom.
Dile tu mamá. Dile
Uh-huh.
a tu mamá.
Dile a tu mamá. Right? And that le, dile a tu mamá, it comes from because the verb decirle, to tell to someone. Decirle a alguien, right?
Okay.
Decirle a alguien, to say to someone. How do you say she told my mom? Don't forget the
Ella
le.
me dijo.
Go ahead.
I mean, le dijo a mi madre.
Right. Ella
She
le
told
dijo.
my mom.
Le dijo a mi mamá. And the reason why it's that le is because, again, decirle, to say to someone. Decirle. Ella le dijo a mi mamá. Right?
Thank
So that's
you.
where that le comes from. Right? Also, preguntarle. Right? To ask a question to someone. Right? I asked him. Yo le pregunté. Right? Yo le pregunté. I asked him.
Okay.
To
So, yeah.
ask him. Is that what you're saying? Pregúntale. Like ask him.
Yeah, that's the command. Ask him, pregúntale. Right. But preguntarle is the verb to ask someone.
Oh,
Something,
okay.
right? Preguntarle. Right. Because I remember who was that? Ashley. She was confused about the le. Some verbs just have them. Other ones it's just a little
Mm-hmm.
confused. Another
Yeah, I've
one.
heard of preguntale.
What happened?
I said I've heard of preguntale.
Yeah,
Preguntale.
preguntale,
Pregúntale.
decirle.
Pregúntale.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other ones too. I'll make another live dedicated to that for you. Uh, Hacer que, right? Hacer que. Anybody know what that means? That's subjunctive as well. Hacer que.
To do.
Do that.
To do
To
something
do.
or to do
Do
it.
something.
Right. To do or to make,
To
right?
make.
Hacer
Yeah.
que. So in this case, like if I give you the example, because remember, for it to be subjunctive, it has to be two subjects. So she, um,
I want you to do your homework.
She asked him to make a book,
huh?
right?
uh-uh. Haz que te diga, right?
Ask.
Ask. So anybody know what ask means?
Do it. It's like do.
Right.
As
So
well, do it.
it's a command, right? So you know how you have habla command, mira
Mhm.
command. Hacer, the command for hacer is ask. So if I want to say ask que te diga, right? That means make him tell you. Whether you gotta hit him, whether you gotta do whatever you gotta do, make him tell you. Ask que te diga, right?
Ask it.
Hacer que.
Can you give another
Ella,
example?
I'm trying to think of an example with hacer que. Ella
Yeah.
hace que yo me ría, right? Ella hace que yo me ría.
Maria.
She makes me laugh. You can also say ella me hace reír, right? She makes me
Okay.
laugh. You can also
Yeah.
say ella hace que yo me ría, because remember there's two different
Maria.
people, right? Ella and yo. Ella hace que yo me ría.
Really? Can't you just say ella me hace
Yes, you can. You can
me
say
hace reír?
uh-huh. But because we're trying to practice with the subjunctive, we're just gonna say ella hace que yo
Okay.
me ría, right?
Okay,
Ella
okay.
hace que yo me ría. Ella hace que yo llore. She makes me
Que
cry.
yo
Ella
llore.
hace que yo llore. Or you can say ella me hace llorar, right?
Llorar. Okay.
So that's the subjunctive on that one. Another one is, I don't know if you guys know this one, más vale que.
It's like
Vale.
more worth it.
More okay.
I don't
Más vale que. Michelle, do you know this one?
Like it was worth it.
No.
Not really. It's like vale la pena.
That's vale la pena.
Yeah.
That's not a good one.
Más vale.
Más vale que. It's a whole phrase altogether. Más vale que.
It's more.
More to
correct.
come. I don't know.
Mm-mm. I'm trying to see Nichols. Nichols, you there? You think you know what this means?
Better than or something like that.
Huh?
It's better than something.
No. All right, guys.
Wait,
So it means you better, right? So you better do your
you
homework.
better.
Ah,
You better tell me the truth, right?
Más
So-
vale que
Más vale que hagas tu tarea, right? You better do your homework. Más vale que hagas tu tarea.
So I have a question: Is there another way you could say that? Like, not that,
más vale.
because this is the same as like you must. Is there a whole different word? It's like you must do this, or could you use this also?
You must. You must.
Is
Oh,
it?
you must is different. So you must is I que. I que I said, right? I que is you must.
Hay que comer.
Right? I que comer. You must. We must eat, but it's impersonal, so it's something that everybody must do, right?
Okay.
But in this case, it just means you better. Like más vale que hagas tu tarea. You better do your homework. You know.
Okay.
Or if you're like,
Vale
you can
que-
also say más te vale, and that's a complete phrase on its own. Más te vale. If you're telling your kids like, pick up your toys. I am. You better. You know, más te vale. That is a phrase on its own. Más te vale.
You better. Más te vale.
Más te vale. But if you say más vale que, then it has to be the subjunctive form, right?
Okay.
Más vale
Más
que
vale
what?
que
You better do it, right?
you better sweep the floor.
See how it goes.
Más vale haga la cama. Right.
Huh?
Más vale que haga la cama.
Muy bien.
Que hagas la cama.
Vale que hágala. You better make the bed. Muy bien. Super. Another phrase that you guys know, but you guys probably don't know what the subjunctive is. Me encanta que, right? Me encanta que,
I love that.
right?
Something.
It's always the subjunctive, right? So how would you want to say, I love that you're tall.
Me encanta que.
Me encanta
Tú
que
Tú eres alta.
One more time, Dana.
Me encanta que tú eres alta.
Okay. But remember, we have to put that you are in the subjunctive form.
Oh, tú. Oh wait, I forgot that's
Sea.
Seas.
right.
Me encanta que seas alto.
Me encanta que
I forgot it
seas
was
alto.
irregular.
Right? Me encanta que. I love that. I don't know. You're honest.
I love that you sing to me, or something like that.
Me
Papa?
encanta que.
What you
Say I
say?
love that you sing to me.
One more time.
I
I
love,
love that you sing
sing
to me.
Me encanta que me digas. Or that you
No,
sing.
sing.
Oh,
Sing.
me encanta
Sí.
que. Okay, yeah. Me encanta que me
Me
cantes.
cantes.
Me encanta. Me encanta que me cantes. Super, right? Me encanta que me cantes. Muy
Me
bien.
encanta que me
Right? Me encanta que, and it's somebody else, subjunctive form, right?
Mhm.
Another one is anytime you have es plus like es importante que
Yeah.
is always a subjunctive, right? So it's important that we drink water. How would you say that? It's important that we drink water.
Es importante que bebamos agua.
Vamos, muy bien. Que
This
bebamos.
sounds so weird.
Yeah, it doesn't sound natural, but it's the subjunctive. Es importante que bebamos agua, right? Es importante que it's always subjunctive. If I want to say es normal que it's subjunctive. How would I say it's normal for kids to cry?
Es normal.
Es normal que los niños lloren.
Muy bien. Es normal que los niños lloren, right? Es normal que los niños lloren. So you're probably thinking, well, if that's normal, then that's not a wish or a desire, right? So why is this subjunctive? Well, because when you have things that are like that, that is called the, I don't know the word for it, like it's impersonal, like it's for everybody. Is that what that word impersonal means?
Yes.
Crazy. Okay, so anytime
Something like that. Something like that.
you have the word es plus a word plus que, it's always going to be subjunctive, right? So if I want to say
Right.
es normal que, subjunctive. Es raro que. It's weird that. Like, es
That's
raro
not-
que me
It's
mire así.
weird.
It's weird that he's looking at me like
I
that. Es
see.
raro que me mire así,
Yeah.
right? Es
That
triste. Es triste que. Subjunctive. Es triste que te vayas. It's so sad that you're leaving. Right? If I want to say, es imposible que. It's impossible that. ¿Qué enlace estás usando? Un segundo, señor. I thought, hey, Nichols,
Yes.
is Shannon not in the group chat?
Is he? I don't know.
I could have sworn I put him in there.
It's
I'm
impossible.
going to change the link right now.
Hold on.
I could
I
have
can
sworn
send it to him. Hold on.
he was in there. I just sent it to him in the other chat, the family flow chat.
Let's see.
Es imposible que, right? Hey,
Heard
Ashley,
the song title, Es imposible que te quiera como yo. I think. Es imposible que
Es
te
imposible.
quiera como yo.
I don't understand the verb.
Quiera,
Quiero.
querer. Es imposible que te quiera como yo.
Que
I think.
te quiera como yo.
I don't know. It was a song. It was a song.
So that means like que te quiera como yo. Okay, so from what I'm getting at is like you said it's imposible que?
Es imposible que te quiera como yo.
Yeah, it's impossible that he loves you the way I love you.
Okay.
It's
It was a song.
Es
Louis
imposible
Fonsi.
que te quiera como yo. Oh,
That was
Okay.
can you what am I gonna say to Shannon? Shannon, can you DM me right quick? So we're at the max. So only 6 people can be here at a time. So we already have 6 people. So that's why you're not able to come in. I don't know if you can hear
I'm about to
me.
say, I'll say I can leave and I'll still be watching.
Yeah. Okay, let him in for like a sec. Okay, Nicholas.
Okay.
All right.
Buenas tardes, Shannon.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, buenas, ¿cómo estamos?
Súper,
Estamos bien.
súper. Aquí tratando de ayudar con el subjuntivo.
Uy,
¿Verdad que sí?
subjuntivo, ¿ah?
Ajá.
Mejorando, me gusta. ¿Cómo estuvo tu fin de semana, Demantre? ¿Todo bien?
Ana. Sí, todo bien. Yo estuve bien enfermo.
¿Sí?
Ujú. Por eso no estuve aquí. Yo casi no podía hablar. Me dolía mucho la garganta y la cabeza también. ¿Y el tuyo?
Bien, bien. Pasé mucho tiempo con mi familia, ¿no? Y miré el partido ayer, ¿no? Los Chiefs, mi equipo, y ganamos. Y
Hey,
nada, bro, mi hijo Elijah está jugando flag football cada sábado, entonces está ahí, ¿no? Enseñando a los chicos cómo jugar el deporte.
hey, qué bueno.
Entonces tengo mis manos bien llenos.
Tú eres coach.
Damn,
Sí.
damn.
Ok. No sabía eso.
Sí,
Qué bueno. Hoy tenemos una nueva persona aquí. Se llama Jada.
Jada. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien. ¿Y tú?
¿Es tu primera vez aquí?
Yeah.
Ok. ¿Y qué piensas?
Oh my God.
If you gotta respond in English, go ahead. Respond in English. It's all good.
I
It's part of
like
the
it.
process.
I like it. Estoy emocionado.
Emocionada. Hey, okay.
Good.
Oh yes, emocionada.
Good.
Muy bien. So right now, Shannon, I'm just teaching them some phrases that trigger the subjunctive, right?
Okay.
They keep calling me. So we went over a few. Actually, we went over quite a few, a lot. The next one I'm going to teach you guys is me parece mentira que. Me parece mentira. Right? So me parece mentira que is always going to trigger the subjunctive.
Me parece mentira que.
Mhm. Anybody know what that means? Me parece mentira.
Does mentira mean like lying? Or...
Looks like a lot.
That means a lie.
Oh, okay.
Like
But
it
the
seems like a
phrase-
lie to me.
Yeah, it seems like a lie to me, or it seems unbelievable, right? So, an example would be like, me parece mentira que ya tengas 18 años, right? So, I can't believe you're 18 years old. Like, it seems like, I don't know the right term to say in English, but
It's not real, like
yeah, it
unbelievable.
seems unbelievable to me that you're already 18 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real to me. Yep. Doesn't
Yeah.
yeah. Or it seems like a lie to me that you're 18 years old.
Right. Me parece mentira que is always the subjunctive. Me parece mentira que ya tengas 18 años, right? Dudar que. Dudar que is another subjunctive form, right? Anybody know what that means?
I doubt that or something.
I doubt that. So if I want, how would I say I doubt that he knows? How would I say that?
Dudo que él sepa. Lo sepa.
Yo dudo que él sepa, right? I doubt that he knows. Yo dudo que él sepa. Ashley, you there?
Yes.
Michelle.
Okay.
It's okay. But yeah, so anytime you guys do that, que is the subjunctive, right?
Right.
So those are pretty much most of them. I do want to share with you guys just like 2 or 3 more. I feel like this is so much to like take in at once, but you guys will get it, right? So no es que. Anybody know what that means? No es que.
It's not that.
It's not that. Yeah.
Right. So
Well,
what's
Charles been studying, boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's answered that.
Yeah.
So how give me an example with no es que. What would you think?
No es que. Oh, go ahead. No es que.
No, you can go ahead.
No, I'm thinking right now.
Anybody?
It's like, you. Okay, no es que a ti no me gusta. It's not I don't like you, right? Can I say that?
Well, which way are you using like? Like as a friend or?
Oh, it's not that I don't like. Yeah, it's like a rejection. It's not that I don't like you. That's what I was saying. Was that correct? No es que. Yeah, no, I think that's a different topic, is it? Or...
No, es que no me gustas.
No, I don't know. I don't know, man. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Is it like Noah's?
So you have to change the ER to an E. So it's not gustar, it's
Guste.
right.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
no, no es que a ti no me guste. Really? No es que a ti no me
Right.
guste.
No es que no me guste. It's not that I don't like you. Right.
Okay.
No es que no. It's not that I'm mad. How do I say that? It's not that I'm mad, but
No es
No
que
es
estoy
que me
enojado.
enojé.
nah.
Aren't you conjugating the estoy?
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
con-
estar.
So try again.
No es que
What was
esté enojado.
Muy bien. No es que esté enojado. So anytime you have that no es que, it's subjunctive.
Okay.
It's not that I don't understand you. It's just that whatever. No es que no te entienda, pero whatever. No es que esté enojado, but right.
Uh-huh.
Another one would be no digo que. No digo que.
I didn't say that. Blah blah blah.
Right. Well, I'm not saying, right? So I'm not saying that you're ugly. How would I say that?
No digo que tú ves mal. Tú veas mal.
Okay.
No digo que. Yeah.
No digo que te seas feo.
Muy bien. No digas que seas feo. I'm not saying that you're ugly, but you're not really my type, right? No digas que seas feo or fea, pero no eres mi tipo, right? So no digo que. I'm not saying that will always be subjunctive, right?
Right.
Okay. Another one would be cuando. So anytime you guys hear the word cuando, what's cuando mean?
When.
Right. So anytime that you guys use, no, not anytime, only whenever you guys, so let's say for example, when you get home, call me. How would I say that? When you get home, call me.
Cuando llegas a casa, me llames.
Cuando que
Okay, so that's one thing. So when you use cuando, in this case, there's no que.
okay, cuando
Mhm.
cuando llevas a la casa llamarme.
Okay. So you said llevas, right? So we're using to arrive or like llegar.
Llegues a casa. Llamame? Yeah, yeah.
Right. You can say that. So cuando llegues a casa, llámame. Or cuando llegues a casa, me llamas, right?
Okay.
Cuando llegues.
Okay. Cuando llegues a casa, llámame.
What about if I say, hey, when you finish, bring me the book? I don't know.
Cuando termine, tráeme el libro.
Muy bien. Cuando termines. Okay, Charles, very good. Cuando termines. What about if I want to say, what's another one with when? Subjunctive. Then you got anything?
When you wake up? Or
Okay. When you wake up. How would you say that? Not you, Charles. Somebody else. How would you guys say when you wake up? Like when you wake up, read the letter I wrote you. I don't know. What happened?
Cuando te levantas.
One more time.
You want to use levantar or despiertas?
Yeah, you can use levantar. When you wake up or when you get up,
Call me.
read the letter.
Sounded like somebody said it a minute ago.
Oh yeah, Thursday is cuando te despiertas.
Sí, cuando te
Despiertes.
Oh, despiertas. Very good. Cuando te despiertas. You said it right. So cuando te despiertas, so if I want to say, hey, when you wake up, read the letter that I wrote you. How would I say that? Anybody?
Cuando te despiertes, lee la carta.
That I wrote you.
Que te escribí.
Muy bien, que te escribí. So cuando te despiertas, lee la carta que te escribí, right? Cuando te despiertas, Lee la carta que te escribí. Okay, so the difference between cuando versus when in the regular form and then cuando in the subjunctive. Anybody know the difference?
Well, when in subjunctive is when you're talking with another person or telling another person to do something.
Mm, okay, kind of, but not quite. Anybody else?
It's like saying something's gonna happen.
Okay.
The way
Anybody?
I would say it, Demontre, is you're basically talking about something in the future that hasn't happened yet. So it's not necessarily something set in stone. So, I mean, I want to say it's doubtful or it's a wish or you're asking for something to happen in the future.
Right.
Mhm.
So
If
that's
that,
pretty
I don't know if that
good.
makes sense, but
No, that makes sense. So the difference between the two is, like he said, the quando and the subjunctive is like to say something that doesn't normally happen often or every day, right? So maybe if I say, "Hey, when you get home, call me." Maybe when you get home every day, your instinct is not to call me, but on this day when you get home, I need you to call me, right? So that's the difference between cuando llegas a la casa and cuando llegues a la casa. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So cuando llegues a la casa, me llamas. When you get home, call me. When you get home Wednesday, call me. But if I say, oye, mi hermano siempre me llama cuando llega a casa, I'm saying like my brother always calls me when he gets home. That's something that normally happens, right?
So like facts. When you're saying facts, you just use cuando, basically.
Yeah. Fact.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Does that make
I
sense
also
to
have a
everybody?
question too.
Mm.
Go ahead.
So like cuando te despiertas ley, like I thought we weren't supposed to like conjugate two verbs
Um.
like right after each other.
Right. So, okay. I see what you're trying to say. So, cuando te despiertas, lee la carta que te escribí, right? So that lee is I'm giving you a command. I'm telling you to do something. So like if I say, hey, when you wake up, um, do the dishes. Cuando te despiertas, hagas la or haz or how do you say do the dishes? Lava los platos, right? Lava los platos. So I'm giving you a command there. So I'm not saying cuando te despiertas leíste el libro. No. I'm trying to see if that makes sense. Does that make sense, Shannon?
yeah,
I'm trying to say
yeah. I mean, kind of yes. It's just you're given. It's like a command or an order. And anytime you give a command or an order in Spanish, you're also supposed to conjugate the verb involved in that sentence.
right.
Also, so if it's an order or a command, even though you're using the subjunctive, you're using the subjunctive, but to give an order. That's why in that example, it's slightly different than other ones. If that makes sense.
Right. So
Okay.
like you couldn't say cuando te despiertas leer la carta. You just couldn't say that.
I would
Okay.
say it's
Okay.
because it's a comma and then like it's two different sentences. That's why.
Right.
That's what
But you can't,
I
yeah, but
understand it
you
as.
don't conjugate two verbs. You just conjugate the first verb and then you leave the second verb in the infinitive form. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
But because I'm giving a command and it needs to be conjugated.
Okay.
Someone says, is there a difference between call me when you get home and when you get home, call me? Is there? I don't think so.
No.
Not that
Just
I know of.
I would say no, there's no difference. I think it's the same.
yeah.
I don't think there's no difference.
With
Okay.
the subjunctive, if I don't know how long you guys have been studying Spanish or whatnot, but for me, it's always just, I mean, get it somewhat of a base and then have people correct you. You know what I mean? That's just always been the, I don't know, it just clicked, at least for myself, right? I can't sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to conjugate this in the present subjunctive. It just never clicked, right? But when I constantly say some of the same sentences with certain individuals, and they correct me, right? Just as time goes on, I know that is how that phrase is said. Period. And I don't to be honest with you, I don't even ask why. Right? Break down for me each word in the sentence. It's like, no, we're talking about an order, a command, or something that may be doubtful, but I want you to actually attempt it or try it or complete that activity. Therefore, that this is how we say it. That's what helped me a lot with the subjunctive, honestly.
Okay.
Super. Last one I want to teach you guys is this one. So you guys ever heard of when people say, aunque sea?
Aunque sea.
Have you guys ever heard that? Aunque sea.
Mm-mm.
Even
Never?
though it's something.
What Spanish y'all be talking? What? Okay. So a lot of times you'll hear people say maybe a song or something, aunque sea. So you have aunque es and aunque sea. So aunque es is like although, right? So aunque es tarde, right? Although it's late. Aunque
Wait,
es tarde, right?
is there a difference between although and even though? Or is it the
Even
same thing?
that okay, so in this case they're not the same. Well, not in Spanish, they're not the same.
Okay.
Because aunque es means like even if or although. Okay, so although, right? But aunque sea means even if. So if I want to say, hey, call me even if it's late, right? Llámame aunque sea tarde,
I guess yeah.
even if it's late, right? Aunque sea tarde.
Okay.
But aunque es like although it's late.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
You might hear in songs like they say a lot of times, aunque sea por un día, right? Aunque sea por un día. I can't believe you guys have never heard that before.
Even
Okay,
though it's been the day.
I hear that a lot of music, and it means even if it's for one day,
Oh, okay. Even if.
right? Aunque sea, even if, right? But right? Tienes que decirle la verdad, aunque le duela,
Aunque me duele mucho.
right? Aunque le duela, or aunque me duela mucho a mí, right? Well, he tells me the truth even if it hurts me. Él me dice la verdad aunque me duela, right? Even if it hurts me.
Even if it hurts me. Aunque me
Does that
duela.
make sense, Michelle?
Me callé.
No sé qué le pasa a Michelle. Ashley, Jada, ¿están entendiendo
Mm,
mucho?
yeah.
¿Están
Sí,
entendiendo?
estoy escribiendo.
Ok. Sí, el subjuntivo hay mucho, pero yo no creo que sea tan difícil.
Sí, solamente necesito practicar.
Exacto, es todo.
Mm.
I just use it the other
Wait.
way. I just say, no creo que sea tan difícil.
What word? No creo que. Oh,
Right? No
I
creo,
don't think.
no creo que sea difícil, no creo que sea fácil,
No creo
right?
que sea fácil. No creo que. No creo que. No creo que. Okay.
All right, this is the last one for sure, okay? So, mientras más or entre más, right? Anybody know what those mean? Mientras más, entre más.
Wow.
Meanwhile.
Mm, mientras más,
Meanwhile.
uh-uh.
Meanwhile. No. Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
No one?
You lie a lot? I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
So, mientras does mean while. Yeah,
Oh.
it's the phrase. So, mientras más or entre más, it means the more, right?
Oh.
So, the more you study,
Mientras.
what is that? Like, the more you study,
The smarter you get.
the smarter you get, right? So, how would I say the more you study? Mientras más.
Mientras más estudiar.
Studious?
Muy bien, estudies.
Estudias.
Mientras más estudies.
Mientras más estudias.
Or you can even say entre más, right? So entre más estudies. Mientras más estudies.
And then you say entre más again.
Right.
The more you do, the more you.
You
Okay.
use either one. Mientras más or entre más, the more.
Okay. And how would you say this? The more you study, the smarter you get. Like a
Okay,
full
so
sentence.
I would say the more you study, the smarter you get. I would say mientras más estudies, más inteligente. That's
Más
what I would
intelligent.
say. Más
Okay.
inteligente, right? But if you want to say the more the better, right? Mientras más, mejor, right? Mientras más, mejor.
Okay.
Right. If I want to say the more you practice Spanish, the better. How would you say that?
Mientras más practique español, mejor,
Uh-huh.
mejor.
Mientras más practiques el español,
El español,
mejor.
mejor, mejor.
Muy bien.
There's nothing after mejor.
Yes, mientras más, the more. The more you practice, the better. Mientras más practiques, mejor.
Mientras más practique, mejor. I need to write that down.
Súper, súper, súper. So, vamos a empezar contigo, Ashley. ¿Tú aprendiste mucho hoy o la mayoría de esto ya lo aprendiste?
No, no aprendí mucho hoy. Yo tomé muchos apuntes.
Ok. ¿Y qué te pareció todo esto?
I don't think it's too much. Like I feel like I just need to practice.
Okay, okay. Do you feel like you kind of got a basic understanding now of how to use it? Like,
Yeah. But I kind of remember this from class, to be honest, because it's been like 6 years. But I kind of remember the conjugates like the O form and then drop it and then add the ES or the AS, depending on like if it's an ER or AR verb.
right.
So I remember that, but it's just kind of like remembering like the triggers and then like
The triggers, yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Mr. Charles?
Oh, yeah, for me, I feel like so I had already known some stuff, but then the triggers, some of them were very new, like the aunque sea. I was like, ooh,
Yeah, right.
mientras más estudie, I nunca he conocido esto.
Right.
And like, the cuando I knew that. Es triste, es normal. Yeah, some of them I knew that, but just some those ones.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Jada?
Necesito practicar más, pero I feel like it wasn't as hard as people said it was. Like you explaining it made it a lot more easier than like what I was watching on YouTube. They were explaining it way harder. But I think the main thing is just remembering to flip the AR and the ER and the IR endings to like make them. Yeah, but that's mainly it.
Okay. Michelle?
No está aquí.
Okay. And then you, Mr. Shannon, you came a little late, but you understand mostly, right?
I took a break. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. We were just basically going over. Hey, you still there, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just basically. I was going around asking everybody, like, I'm sorry.
How helpful it was.
Yeah, how helpful it was. Did you learn anything? Did you know the majority of this stuff, or?
Oh, esta es muy beneficial. I didn't know any of this.
No.
I mean, I understood like commands, like how you say things positive, but it wasn't something that was present in my mind. So I took a lot of notes. So thank you so much.
De nada. Anytime. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not as sick as I was, but I still feel like congested, I guess. The weather change and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to see. I don't know when my next live will be because I start work tomorrow, finally. And so I don't know how the schedule is gonna be. There's no set schedule yet. So I don't know like what time I'll be getting off or whatnot. So I'll let like the first 3 or 4 days go by and kind of see like how that works and then how I'm gonna go about like the lives and stuff. Are you guys free on the weekend? Because I'm off on weekends. So how's you guys schedule for weekends? Like,
for me, it would just depend on like time and which weekend it is, I guess.
Okay.
Varies. But if I'm available, I'll be here.
Okay.
Yeah, same. If I'm available, I will be here.
Okay.
Yeah. I mainly work on the weekends though, so.
Okay. Okay.
Mejor para mí.
Mejor para ti. Los fines de semana. Okay. Ashley, you?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty much free on the weekends. I just have school during the week, but
okay.
Yeah,
okay. I'm trying to think. I mean, I like 6 o'clock. It's cool, but like if you guys ever want to go like at an earlier time, y'all can let me know and I can come on. What I've been doing is
in the week or weekends. Which one are you referring to?
So I don't have to be to work until about 10 a.m. So y'all want to do an early morning class? I'm cool with that. I'll get up for it.
Early. How early?
Kind of early, right? Yeah.
Oh,
It's up to you. I don't know. Like I come on here for you guys, and so I asked you guys the time because one thing I don't like being here by myself because I feel like this is for me to communicate. If I'm just gonna talk by myself to the camera, I might as well do a video, right? So
Right.
that's why I be asking y'all schedule so I can know like when's the best time to come on, so I'm not sitting here by myself. You know,
I feel like for the weekday, like anytime after like 6 or 5, because I feel like most people. Oh wait, I'm in California, but I feel like most people are off at that time.
I'm in California too, Jada.
oh, y'all are 2 hours behind
Yeah.
me. Oh, behind me. I'm in Texas. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
the mantra evening time or weekend is obviously better for me just because of my
Right.
work schedule. But
Yeah.
if we're talking 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm up with my 4 kids getting everybody ready. You know what I'm saying? We're ripping and running. So the mornings ain't gonna work. But hell, if y'all want to jump on and me catch up with it later in the day, that's all. It's all good.
Okay. So the next question I like to ask is like, what's the topic or subject we can go over in the next live? Whenever that's gonna be, I don't know.
the
I
topic.
feel like commands could be interesting.
Commands.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we talking positive commands, negative commands?
Um,
Can
I
you
don't
do
know.
both? There's this.
Both? Yeah, I can do both. Y'all want to do
Oh,
both? They're very,
yeah.
very simple, very, very easy.
Oh, okay.
Like 20 minutes, maybe.
Hey, you know what I think would be good, Demontre, is if we had everybody just do an introduction, but not like me llamo, whatever, soy de, you know what I mean?
Work.
Something that everyone can
Oh, okay.
prepare prior to coming to class, right? You can read it 500 times. You can type it into a translator, have them say it back to you, so you can try to work on your pronunciation if you're concerned about sounding.
I like that.
I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody if it sounded too much like a gringo. You know what I mean? Having a super hard accent, or an English accent. So, but that's something that you're gonna use for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you can get that down and perfect that, I think that will help you every time you encounter another Spanish speaker. So,
Super.
your name, how old you are, where you're from, you got kids, you're married, some about your background, what do you do for work, where you're from, how your childhood was, it's just, something like that.
Yo creo que sí. ¿Y ustedes?
Tareas.
I think yes. I think the only person that Shane, are you in the group? I meant to ask.
I'm in the Flow family, but that's it.
Oh, okay. So I created my own. I could have sworn I thought I put you in there.
Te veo.
Okay, no.
Está bien. No te preocupes, está bien.
I'm gonna put you in there. I'm gonna put you in there. And then Jada, you're not in there either, are you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I'll put both you guys in there.
Okay.
Because that's where we be at. We be talking in there like all day, texting stuff in there. Y'all add you guys, and then we could talk more about this whole thing. And then the next live, I guess we'll come in. We'll do that.
Okay, I like that idea.
Me too. That's a great idea. Michelle, is she still here? That's a good idea for you, Michelle?
I'm here.
Did you like the idea?
What, doing an introduction?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
For our next meeting?
Yes, for our next one.
Yep.
It'll probably be somewhere towards the end of the week or the weekend. Well, I'll let you guys know. You're in the chat, right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, guys. Any questions? Any comments? Any concerns?
No, muchas gracias.
Thank you. Gracias.
Hey, let's chat about it though. Stick me in the group chat. Let's talk about it, and then if we want to record our introductions and put them in the group chat too to try and critique, give feedback, not have to wait till the next live. However you guys want to do it. So, but we'll talk in there.
Make sure you guys give information that you don't mind being on YouTube, because I'll be posting these on my channel for anybody to watch. And if you don't want somebody to know something about you or anything, just don't. Okay. All right. Nothing else.
Nada.
Nope.
All right.
Dale, gracias, nos vemos.
Gracias.
Thank you, Dennis.
Nos vemos en la segunda.
Adiós. Chao. Gracias por venir.
De nada.